Here in just a moment. Thank you so much for bearing with those technical difficulties. This is my last request. People in the audience, if you're sitting in the back, please move forward and fill these seats at the front of the room. Please, 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 I beg you. I'd really appreciate it, and so would the pitchers. Let them feel your energy tonight. If you're sitting far back, please kindly move up and fill in the rows up front. Thank you. Boise Entrepreneur Week, how are we doing? Woohoo, woohoo, we got the technical difficulties figured out. I always say it's not a pitch competition if there's not technical difficulties. So better get them out before we start rather than when one of our finalists are on stage pitching their business ideas to you. Thank you so much for joining us this year. My name is Jacob Grinwis. I'm the co-chair of Boise Entrepreneur Week and the director of operations over at Trailhead. We have quite a treat in store for you tonight. Before we get started, just quick show of hands. How many of you have been to Boise Entrepreneur Week before? All right, so we've got a few returners. How many have been here for the first time then? All right, wow, welcome. What a treat. Boise Entrepreneur Week is Idaho's largest entrepreneurial event. It takes place first week of October, as you know, an entire week long. A conference filled with workshops, panel discussions, networking opportunities, and my favorite, the pitch competitions. Tonight, just because we're running a little short on time, we have, this is year 8 of Boise Entrepreneur Week. Over the last 8 years, we've delivered over $1 million in cash to early stage startups in Idaho, hosted thousands of attendees, and really these metrics, I like to show them because they're not for us to own. Really, they're for us as a community to own. These metrics would not exist without you registering for tickets every year, without the mentors who volunteer their time and expertise to help these pitch competition finalists prepare, our judges on the panel for volunteering your time. Really, we should all be proud of these metrics. We're bringing forth the next generation of Idaho companies, and your seats here tonight make a big difference in that effort, so thank you. Special thanks to our Trailmix sponsors this year. We have Simplot, Boise State University, the Idaho Department of Commerce, and of course, Albertsons. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our judges panel. What an awesome consortium of individuals. Deep expertise in the food industry. We have representatives from Boise State, from Simplot, from Albertsons. We have a couple food founders and entrepreneurs. We have a food photographer who's worked with some of the biggest brands in the world. Really, really grateful for you 6 taking time out of your evening to help us determine who wins this $50,000 cash prize. So the pitch competition itself, each pitcher, there's 5 of them tonight. They submitted applications for this competition in May. They pitched live at our semifinals, and they've battled their way to this stage tonight. Like I mentioned, they're going to be competing for $50,000 in cash and shelf space at Albertsons to help accelerate their ventures. Each pitcher will have 10 total minutes, and our judges are going to be evaluating their pitches based on the following criteria. So with that, who's ready to see this year's Trailmix finalists? All right, we'll get started here in just one moment. Thank you all. First up, we have Isaac and Josh Heaton, co-owners of Right Altitude. These brothers craft granola that's good for you and tastes even better. Sweetened with Idaho honey, made without fillers, Right Altitude's products are built for health-conscious eaters and granola skeptics alike. Please give a warm welcome to our first pitchers, Isaac and Josh Heaton.
Helps if I turn it on. Sorry. We've all heard over and over again to stop and smell the roses, go hug a tree, go touch grass, and a lot of stuff like that. A lot of terminology of go get in touch with nature and eat healthy. And frankly, a lot of the time, that ends up moving to a point of people telling you, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this. Lots of fear in the food that we eat and consume. And I don't want to be afraid of my food. And so what we do at Right Altitude is we say there's a key, balance. We don't believe in it being necessary to sacrifice all the flavor and the joy of eating on the altar of some unattainable idea of health.
So a completely healthy lifestyle, or what most people view as a completely healthy lifestyle, for a lot of people is kind of seemingly unattainable. Like for the office worker who's working like 50, 60 hours a week, they can't really come home every single night and make a home-cooked meal. And the mom who's trying to get their toddlers to really believe that kale is just super tasty and wants them to eat something can kind of have a hard time with that. And I would know, I've got a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-month-old, and it's a blast, right? Try to get them to eat something. And so it just doesn't work out as well as we hope sometimes. And with what we are, with what Right Altitude is, we see that a lot of people kind of give up on those goals because they're not attaining the peak. And so what we do is we are allowing a lot of these people to take that next step towards that summit of their ideal healthy diet with what we have, by making little changes without sacrificing some of those joys of eating. Okay? So what do folks need? They need something that offers a step in the right direction. And we use whole grain oats and real honey instead of refined sugars. And we have granola that has the flavor of a comfort food, something that they can go home to and eat as a comfort food.
At Right Altitude, we focus on giving people the option and tools that they need to take a next step in their journey to a healthier and happier life. It's great if you can go home and have a long day and you just want to sit down and have a bowl of ice cream. But sometimes you want a bit more on the ice cream. So you could go for sprinkles, but is that the best idea long term? Not always. So what if instead of sprinkles, you can go to your cabinet and pull out a bag of whole-grained, honey-sweetened granola to put on that ice cream that does raise the flavor, that gives you that hit of flavor and joy of eating that you want, while still giving you a bit of a healthier option with that actual honey and those whole-grained oats. We're looking to break down barriers that people have towards that happier and healthier life. For some people, that is just helping them have a healthier option. And for other people, that is helping them in their already healthy diet have something that's a nice treat that they don't need to feel guilty about having.
So granola by itself commands a sizable market. You guys can see the numbers up here. And it's growing on people who haven't lived in their vans or spent a summer in college, sleeping in a tent. So granola is growing beyond kind of those stereotypes, right? And we often get folks at the farmers markets that we're going with who they'll come up, honestly, it's usually older dudes, and they'll come up to them, oh, I'm not really much of a granola person. And we're like, okay, well, do you want to try a sample? All right, yeah, fine. And so we'll give them a sample of whatever flavor they want. We've got 8 different flavors. And they'll take that sample and they'll eat it. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. Like 100% of the time, whoops, boop, 100% of the time, they like it, right? And usually they'll like go and grab one of the bags and they're like, oh, honey, if you want this one too, we can get this flavor as well. And it's perfect, right? So we're reaching into people that aren't granola people, but that love a tasty and healthy snack, okay? And that is just a great thing that we get to see every single time we go to these markets.
Yeah. So as we participate in these markets, we are able to sell directly to our customers. And that gives us an opportunity to hear what they have to say about the various flavors that we have, how they're using our granola. In fact, our 2 newest flavors, white chocolate raspberry, maple pecan, we started selling in our main line because of customer feedback from those markets as well as social media engagement.
So Right Altitude kind of started because we needed something that would fill us up that we could have quickly in the morning. When I was in college, I needed to get out the door really quick and have something that would save me from that 11 o'clock energy crisis. You know, like if you have like the normal breakfast cereal, you like get that like sugar spike, and then you just like fizzle out, right? So I needed something that's going to save me from that. And so I switched from like refined sugars and stuff like that to the honey and to whole grain oats and real food inside of my breakfast repertoire, basically. And from then, my brother and I, we've had over 20 years between us in making granola. And over the years, we've experimented, and we've experimented with flavors, add-ins. We used to use some coconut oil on our stuff, and then because with feedback from the customers that we were having at the markets, we were able to phase that out and go oil-free on a lot of our stuff, which was fantastic. But we wanted to create a tangible experience. We're both got a history in recreation management, and the key thing is to create a tangible experience, something that they can feel, that they can taste. And it's the same with food. The texture is important, the taste, the flavor, everything is important in there, and we wanted to create something that you're going to tell your friends about. And we did make something that we want to tell everybody about. We reach out to folks via Instagram, Facebook, social media marketing, all sorts of stuff, and we've partnered with a couple of local businesses in Rexburg and Idaho Falls to make promotions and stuff like that have been pretty fun and pretty successful and got a few more people engaged in our community.
So real quick on this slide, we're taking a bit more time than we thought. So this slide, COGS, those reflect our current relatively small scale production numbers. As we move forward, we are working with our business coach as well as various kind of focus groups of small business owners to get those numbers down as we expand and up our production, getting better bulk deals on our ingredients and cost of goods.
So basically, to sum it all up, we want that office worker to be able to have a quick meal that they feel confident about. We want that mom to be able to feed their kids something that is going to be healthy and that they're going to enjoy. We want that gym bro who's been eating chicken and rice to have something that he can feel positive about as a snack. And we want people to be able to elevate their food one step at a time, one meal at a time. And that's our mission. Thank you.
Well done. Judges, we have about 1.5 minutes for Q&A.
Hi guys, thank you so much for your presentation. Can you tell us a little bit about where you are manufacturing your product right now?
Yeah, so we bake everything out of a commercial kitchen in Idaho Falls. It's the Idaho Innovation Center. They're wonderful, super gracious. So we bake everything in that commercial kitchen there. And it's just the two of us right now, but as we move forward, we're looking to hire a couple of people around there and boost that production as is needed.
Can you tell me how you differentiate from other granola companies?
Yeah, for sure. So one of the big things that's different about us is that we're not loading it with high fructose corn syrup. If you go to some of the brands, if you just go to the store, you're going to see high fructose corn syrup a lot. Our base flavor for everything is oats and honey, and that's the ingredient list. We keep it simple, we keep it real.
Can you hear me? Okay, so I have a question. So if you do win this competition and you make it to Albertsons and you're on shelf and they called and said they need 200 bags, what's the lead time? What would be your turnaround time?
Bags. Sorry, Brandon. Quick thing. We would be able to get that fairly quickly. We would be able to produce 200 bags in a week, so long as we have everything, which we would.
Yeah, so like a week and a half.
All right, and that is time. Thank you so much, Isaac and Josh. Let's hear it one more time for our first pitchers. Judges, we'll give you a few more moments to wrap up your scoring and feedback, and we'll move on to our next finalist. All right, we're going to move to our next finalist. Up next on the stage, we have Corey Ramsey, owner and operator of Basidia Farms. Basidia Farms is Idaho's largest organic, gourmet, and medicinal mushroom farm, producing year-round in an indoor urban facility. With a mission to grow an organic world, one mushroom at a time, Corey is turning organic mushrooms into natural medicine and fresh fungi into a local movement. Please give it up for Corey Ramsey with Basidia Farms.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm here today to tell you about the magic of mushrooms with my company, Basidia Farms. Not those kind of mushrooms, by the way. Here's a picture of my fruiting chambers right here. So we are the largest fully organic gourmet and medicinal mushroom farm in Idaho, USDA organic certified. Okay, so before I get into my problem statement, I want to give you a really quick science lesson so you understand what I'm saying in the slides going forward, okay? So here we have a breakdown of some beneficial compounds in mushrooms, and in this case, it's lion's mane. And you'll notice that half of them are water-soluble and half are alcohol-soluble. And in the case of lion's mane, the brain health compounds being alcohol-soluble. Okay, everyone with me so far? All right. So here's why this is a problem. If you go into any store that sells lion's mane, you're going to see misleading marketing and labeling, such as cognition, brain focus, etc. But the problem with that, the compounds responsible for brain health are water-soluble. So you need to extract those first so that they're made bioavailable for our bodies to properly absorb. Okay, here's a chart of what's currently on the market and how to gauge the quality and potency of that. So we'll start off with the worst, non-organic, non-fruiting bodies. And what I mean by this is they're just inoculating grain, oats, rice, whatever their growth medium is, and then they're blending it up. They're not even allowing the mushroom to form, which is where the beneficial compounds are developed in the mushroom. Going up, now they are using a fruiting body, but they're still non-organic. So people are taking mushroom products for their health. So to do so on mushrooms that were grown on source materials that were sprayed with dangerous chemicals like glyphosate is 1 step forward and 3 steps back. So non-organic is completely out of the question for a healthy mushroom product. Now we're finally in the world of organic and fruiting bodies. This is where the good stuff starts to appear. This should be the baseline. The problem here is with tinctures, they're glycerin-based. And glycerin does have the ability to pull those compounds out, but the potency and strength significantly decreases. When you pull with an ethyl or cane alcohol, the concentration of those compounds skyrockets. So the solution, introducing Link by Basidia Farms. Link is a organic, full-spectrum, dual alcohol extracted lion's mane tincture. It's the first of its kind. We've added zinc to it, so this is a 2-for-1 immunity powerhouse. And we've added 1,000 milligrams per serving, and we're calculating that using the dry weight. There are some companies out there using what's called the wet weight for more misleading marketing. So tinctures are the optimal delivery method for mushrooms because you're getting full spectrum. You're getting the alcohol soluble and the water soluble. So you're getting it all. They're shelf stable for well over 2 years. The size takes up 3 to 5 times less than their inferior powdered counterparts. The market growth in this category is exploding. And the size of this, I can load up my car with 700 bottles and take it to the post office, no problem. I don't need any fancy big box trucks or anything. Okay, here's a little bit about the market size. 2 years ago, it surpassed 31 billion and is projected to reach 65 billion by the year 2030. Okay, this chart demonstrates the cost of goods when we up our volume quantities. Right now, we're under 500. We're going to get to 500 per month by the end of December. And then you can see our cost of goods significantly goes down. At 1,000, we're at under $8 a bottle. At 2,000, we're under $5 a bottle. 2,000 bottles per month is where our current capacity is with our tent system that you saw on that first slide. When we remove that and upgrade our growing capacity, that's when we can go to 4,000 bottles per month. And then beyond that, that's where Basidia Farms will need to look for a new home of operations. Okay. Judges, please take note that traction and go-to-market are on both this one slide, okay? Okay, so phase 1 is complete. We have established a working farm. The infrastructure is there. We've got our organic USDA certification, and we've established presence within the local community at the farmers markets. We're now entering phase 2. We're going to be on Amazon by the end of the month, and we're going to obtain shelf space locally and continue to grow our team. I've also just dropped a bottle off last week at Lab Analytical, so we're going to be third-party tested as well. And phase 3 will come much later on. It'll be the removal of those tent systems you saw where we can increase our crop yield by 200%. Okay, currently I'm the only mushroom farmer growing organic in the Treasure Valley. We're creating a unique product in a rapidly growing category. Our farm is urban, so we're not affected by the weather at all. We control the temperature and humidity all year round, which is every farmer's dream. We're vertically integrated. This saves us not only drastically on cost, but it also gives us governance and oversight and over our quality control of our products. And lastly, our tinctures are dually extracted, which is superior to the other tinctures on the market. And fun fact, veteran-owned businesses are statistically more likely to succeed. We are disciplined and mission-oriented. Okay, so going into the needs, continue to grow the team. It takes a lot of people to grow lots of mushrooms. Marketing and advertising specifically geared toward educating the end consumer about why dual extraction is better than powders. That's a steep learning curve that a lot of people are unaware about. And lastly, equipment and supplies. Here's an example of that. Right now we're filling them by hand. So when we get to 1,000 bottles a month, that's not really going to be feasible anymore. This is a machine that can fill them pretty quick. All right, going into the team. We'll start with the external partners first. Basidia Farms is a proud member of Buy Idaho, Idaho Veteran Chamber of Commerce, I've been a SCORE mentee since before I even formed my LLC. And my newest mentor relationship is Blue Toe Botanicals, a botanical company that uses functional mushrooms as their primary ingredient. All right, a little bit myself. I'm an Army guy. My formal education and professional background was in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity will always have a special place in my heart, but tech work culture was just eating it. It was eating my soul. I couldn't do it anymore. Fortunately, I had this cool hobby. I was growing mushrooms for 6 years. And finally, something clicked, and I'm just going to go after my dream of turning my passion into a hobby. Jackie is our newest team member. She has over 25 years experience in sales. She lives and understands organics, and she's going to help Basidia Farms acquire wholesale contracts so we can get Link on shelves all across the country. Thank you. I hope this has given you some insight onto what we're doing and where we're going. Thank you.
Judges, we have 2 minutes for Q&A.
Is it on? Yes, okay. Can you discuss a little bit why you decided to add zinc? And then also, what's the suggested serving? Like every day or?
Sure. So zinc, they recommend between 10 and 25 milligrams max per day of zinc. I've put 10 in there just to keep it on the safe side. Zinc is great for immunity. It helps enhance the already present immunity benefits in the lion's mane, so it just supercharges that. And no one's done it before. It's the first of its kind. No one has paired lion's mane and zinc together, and Basidia Farms is first to market with that.
Okay, and then what about serving every day?
Sorry about that.
You're good.
2 milligrams, milliliters. That's 2 half droppers.
Okay. So you're saying that everyone should be taking it every day?
Correct.
Okay.
Preferably at night. You can take it either in the morning or at night, but lion's mane also helps with REM sleep. So it's good to take it at night. You're welcome. Any other questions?
All right, Corey, we'll call that time.
Okay,
thank you so much. Let's hear it for Corey Ramsey with Basidia Farms. Before moving on to our third finalist, judges will give you just a few moments to wrap up your scoring and feedback. Thank you. We are halfway through our Trail Mix finals, and next up we have Paula Mares, owner of Mama's Beef Jerky. With 7 crave-worthy flavors like jalapeno, teriyaki, and pineapple habanero, Paula's Jerky is winning over kids and adults alike. As Paula puts it, there's jerky, and then there's Mama's Beef Jerky. Let's give it up for Paula Mares with Mama's Beef Jerky.
Hello, judges. My name is Paula, also known as Mama. and I am thrilled to be here tonight. I want to start out by saying what Jacob said. There's jerky, and then there's Mama's beef jerky. What we've built isn't just a snack. It's a family, it's a story, and it's a community. Ultra-processed foods are currently a hot topic. With the headlines and federal initiatives, they're highlighting the risks of consumption. More and more people are questioning what's really in my snack, and Mama's beef jerky is part of that solution. Consumers want to move beyond ultra-processed snacks and find alternatives that are high in protein, flavorful, and easy to grab on the go. They want real ingredients, minimal processing, and transparency. And if the brand reflects their lifestyle and values, even better. And Mama's beef jerky checks every one of those boxes. Over 20 years ago, I got a small little round dehydrator and started making jerky in my kitchen at home. I didn't like the store-bought stuff. It all tasted the same. It was overly smoky, rubbery, and highly processed. My kids, I started making the jerky, and batch after batch, I kept working on it, and my kids loved it. I would have to hide the bags because they'd fight over it. And all my friends and family would always tell me, you should sell this. This is so good. So after 20 years of refining my recipe, we finally started Mama's Beef Jerky in 2022. What started out as a homemade treat is now a growing business and a superior product. Mama's gives people what they're really looking for in a snack. We use locally sourced grass-fed beef. We have bold flavors that were shaped by what our customers ask for. Smaller batches means freshness and flavor in every bag. We use no preservatives. We offer sugar-free and gluten-free options. And we pack it all in resealable bags that is perfect for everyday snacking or weekend adventures. Our product is handcrafted, high quality, and made with care. We put everything into every bag. We have two main customer groups. Traditional snackers are blue-collar, casual consumers who want bold flavor, good value, and a hearty snack. Outdoor enthusiasts are folks who prioritize portability and reliability. Having Mama's on your shelf could attract new shoppers from both groups or give current shoppers a chance to trade up for a premium local product. Since launching in April 2022, we've made real progress, attending 8+ events monthly and selling around 1,000 bags a month. Our year-to-date sales are up 65% online, and our online sales have grown 88%. And we're on track to meet our goal of $168,000 in revenue for this year. Just imagine that kind of momentum with a display in Albertsons. We're ready to grow with you. We know our customers. We listen to our customers. We give them what they want. Out of nearly 100 ratings, we have nothing but 5 stars, with many saying it's the best jerky out there and that store brands don't compare. In July 2024, we opened Mama's Kitchen in Nampa, which has been a game changer for our growth. Now we have our own space, we're more efficient, more productive, and it doubles as a storefront. We're currently working on USDA certification. for our space, which allows us to expand into retail partnerships and wholesale. The prize money would not only help finalize that major milestone, but would also allow us to make investments to scale up our production. Our pricing is simple and competitive. 1/4 pound, $14, a half pound, $25. We also offer monthly subscriptions and other ways to encourage repeat sales. Here is the cost breakdown for our original flavor. We also have fixed costs like facility lease, utilities, and event fees. You can see our margins are strong and that we have room to sell to Albertsons at a wholesale price. Our numbers tell a story. Real demand, loyal customers, and a product that people believe in. We're confident that as we gain retail partners, our revenue will keep growing. We have room in our margins to invest in people and expand production capacity by 2026. These investments will drive sales, improve efficiency, and ultimately protect our margins. We believe we can hold our price, giving us a competitive edge. We won't just grow, we will grow with purpose. Mama's is a family business run by a small but mighty crew. That's me, my son Cameron, and my daughters Sammy and Jordan. We handle everything from production, sales, events, and administration. When you buy Mama's, you're buying from us. As we grow, and we stand behind every bag. I can't forget that. As we grow, we'll bring on more hands to keep up with demand, building a team that shares our passion for a quality product. We're ready for the next chapter. With USDA certification on the horizon, the prize money would help us fast-track that process. Once that's finalized, we'll begin partnerships with retailers that are already waiting on Mama's beef jerky, including Albertsons, we hope. We are ready to show you how Mama's is different. And we will make investments in people and equipment. An automatic meat slicer would really help us to scale up our production. Thank you for your time today. I'd love to answer any questions. And yes, we brought samples. So you can taste for yourself how Mama's beef jerky is different. Mama's beef jerky isn't just a snack. It's a story, my dream, my family, and it's a flavor you won't forget. Thank you.
Judges, we have about 1.5 minutes for Q&A with Mama.
What? Oh, sorry.
The dramatic exit. I mean, with a closing line like that.
I was just kidding. I really will answer questions.
We've got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left for questions. Thank you.
A question on your current revenue. What channel is that revenue flowing through? Is it all farmers market, online sales? Where are you getting that revenue today?
We do different farmers markets. We do Expo events. We do Stampede, Boise Music Fest, Hemp Fest. We're all over the valley. We have our store in our storefront, in our kitchen, and we have online sales. Our online sales have gone up 88% in the last year.
How much is your online sales as a portion of your total sales?
Probably about 35 to 40%.
Thank you.
Sure.
So you have a great story, and I can tell you're very passionate about your product and your
sure am.
beautiful family that supports you. How do you plan to amplify that story? How are you talking to your customers today, and how do you plan to talk to them in the future should you receive this investment?
Well, I mean, it'll be blasted all over the internet for one. We have a lot of walk-ins daily that everybody, you know, especially in our area, in Nampa, knows that I'm here tonight and is waiting to hear, that, you know, how everything goes. I mean, we have lots of ways that we communicate. We also have, on Shopify, we do in emails to our customers, keeping them updated on things that are going on with our business.
Wonderful, and that is time. Thank you, Paula. Let's hear
Thank
it for
you.
Paula Maris with Mama's Beef Jerky. We'll give our judges just a few minutes to wrap up their thoughts and scoring, and then we'll move on to our fourth finalist.
Hey everyone, we're making a quick MC handoff, but please welcome our next finalist, Eric Johnson. Founder of Long Summer Foods, Eric blends his fine dining background with fermentation expertise to create bold, small batch pantry staples like krauts, pickles, miso, and more. Long Summer helps preserve the seasonal harvest while bringing gourmet flavor and gut health to every plate. Let's give it up for Eric Johnson.
All right, it's great to be here, and I just wanted to thank Trailmix for the opportunity this evening. All right, Long Summer is here to extend the season with chef-crafted fermented foods. So I moved back to the Boise area right before the pandemic, and I had worked in the restaurant industry, fine dining restaurant industry in the Bay Area for years. And I found myself taking a small break from restaurants, small needed break, I should say, from restaurants. And I didn't really turn that motor off, though. I found myself in my kitchen making spice blends, sauces. Eventually, I started fermenting basically every vegetable in my refrigerator. Then after a while, I broke out my crocks. I bought a couple more, even bought an oak barrel to kind of take things a little bit further. And before long, I had a jar full of products. Well, they weren't products then, obviously, but that's where I sparked the idea for Long Summer Foods. All right, so 60 million Americans are affected by digestive issues. So there's a new, I spoke to some of y'all at the booth today. There's a new Stanford study that came out that's really exciting in the world of fermentation. There's always been a little bit of gray area about the effects on the microbiome, and there's a study that just came out recently that shows that fermented foods versus a high fiber diet were far superior for the gut microbiome. So it's great news for us. It also had some other portions of the study that said it was good for inflammation. So that's just another great little key in this. Also. The other unmet need that we're looking at is connecting local farms and through a nice pipeline into sales in the Treasure Valley. So I've been working on that since working in the restaurant industry and opening a restaurant here in the area. So we see a convergence of opportunity here. Naturally fermented foods, which is a growing sector. And then locally grown produced products as well. But in the beginning stages, we're going to be heavily focused on the Treasure Valley. We know that there's a good 6,000 weekly farmers market visitors, plenty of health conscious consumers in the area, as well as I'm going to go out and hand sell to all the especially local markets, and I'm also going to tap into my relationships in the area with other chefs and other restaurants. So the long summer solution is chef-driven, naturally fermented foods, and we're trying to create bold flavors. I've already spoke about the health benefits of high probiotic raw sauerkrauts, but the other aspect is bringing in my background as a chef to show what we can do with these, how we can showcase these products, and then I'll let the preeminent philosophers of their time. Hippocrates and Anthony Bourdain kind of give you that mix of culinary and health wisdom. All right, so we're gonna get into the market with 4 different live probiotic sauerkrauts. We have them all on sample today. So we got our barrel aged dill and garlic kraut, our Berber kraut, our Zatar red cabbage kraut, and our lacto curtido kraut. And the idea with all of these flavors is there's different, they pair very well with different proteins on different dishes. And that's the idea behind Long Summer, is to show people how to incorporate these things into their everyday cooking. We plan on hitting the ground running, going into an initial commitment at the co-op. Both the North End and the Eagle Co-op. That'll be our first line of sales when we get producing and get jarring. The Boise Farmers Market, I will also have a booth start April, and then before that, and then like I mentioned before, in that time I'll be hitting the streets with my cooler full of krauts and tasting everybody on them and trying to make those sales. So our phase 2, we're looking at projecting into our biggest growth phase, which will be trying to get into national grocers. Also, I want to note the end of 2027, I do plan on expanding SKUs into a broader pantry line with fermented-based foods that will elevate your pantry. All right, brand awareness. So the primary job with our social media plan will be to educate people what to do with these products. So I plan on doing a lot of videos, not really tutorials, but just fun, like kind of cooking videos. Plan on putting a lot of recipes on my website as well. And then even on the jars, I'm gonna start thinking of little blurbs that I can say, pairs well with. We'll be doing lots of samples. Boise Farmers Market, the Boise Co-op, obviously. And then I'm going to continue to partner with other chefs in the area doing collaborative dinners, fundraisers as well. I just did the Boise Farmers Market fundraiser representing Long Summer, so I plan on continuing to do that. And then we plan on doing a CSA subscription as well, which will be fun because when we start launching that new line of products, or if one of the farmers has some celery root that they're long on, maybe I'll ferment that, and that'll go into our little subscription, so people will get little fun things on the side. So we have 3 different things that I'm saying that that make us distinctive in the market. We are culinary driven, and our aim is to show people how to cook with these foods and what to do with these foods. Number two, we are a high quality fermenter. We ferment in stainless steel, ceramic, and wood barrels. And oh man, I'm forgetting the third one. Third one though, we're gonna focus on local, and that way we get a good strategic vision of what we need to do when we grow beyond the local market. All right, traction and progress. This has been fun. So the first thing I want to know is the HACCP plan that I've been working on for almost 6 months now just got approved through Southwest District Health. That's been my biggest hang up, and I'm rejoicing that right now. The bad news is it's taking a long time for that. The good news is the reason why it took a long time is because we are the first in the valley to be doing anything like this. I have a production facility leased with Purple Sage Farms out in Middleton, which is a really cool farm collaboration to get me started. I'll be using their produce as well as a commercial kitchen at their farm. I have partnerships with local farms in the area that I've already developed. All the recipes are produced, business plan complete. Like I said, initial commitments at the farmers market and the Boise Co-op. And brand awareness, I've done an event with Outstanding in the Field, which is a pretty cool national brand that goes around, does traveling dinners. I was the chef at one of those events, and I represented Long Summer Foods, as well as the Boise Farmers Market Harvest Moon Dinner. All right, so this is the kind of a quick snapshot of capital. The original capital, we're looking at about $110K funding at the beginning stages. Most of that going toward specialized equipment, so we got hard assets. And then the other 25% is going to mostly working capital, so we're looking at COGS and labor. If we get the $50K from the trail mix, this will definitely accelerate. It'll be a meaningful acceleration to our budget to buy more vessels, more specialized equipment, as well as more packaging, all that fun stuff. All right, that's a little snapshot of just my experience, leadership, culinary experience, entrepreneurial experience as well. I opened a Saltbrush restaurant here in the area in Boise, downtown Boise. I had an award-winning restaurant back in Sonoma County as well. Most of my culinary career is all in the Bay Area. And this is my amazing advisory team. Super Base is doing our branding. Purple Sage is obviously a partner. My wife has helped me along the way, and Gary's been a huge help as well. All right, and I will take your questions.
Thank you so much, Eric. Judges, we have time for one question.
Looked like from your go-to-market that there was no plan for direct-to-consumer online sales. Can you just expand on that?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of an afterthought, but I will probably in year or two go dive into that channel. I want to focus more on farmers market and kind of get my face in front of people, get more feedback from the customer, more kind of direct hand-to-hand sales.
All right, thank you so much, Eric. Okay, judges, we'll give you a little bit to wrap up your scores. All right. Closing us out tonight is Sarah Howard, co-founder of Crossfade Kombucha Cocktails. Combining premium spirits with probiotic-rich kombucha, Sarah is redefining the ready-to-drink beverage category for mindful consumers. Please welcome Sarah Howard.
Hello. Just in case I get thirsty. What is the future of drinking? Is it sober? Is it sloppy? The truth is, the future is smart. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm co-founder and chief experience officer of Crossfade Kombucha Cocktails. I want to introduce you to someone you might know. This is Bud. He's in his early 30s. He's social and active, and he's a beer after work kind of guy. But as the buzz wore off, he realized it wasn't worth the gut bloat and the brain fog. He didn't want to quit drinking. He just didn't want to feel like shiz the next day. And he's not alone. 60% of Gen Z and 44% of millennials are actively reducing their alcohol intake. But the shelves, they are broken, with more than 650 look-alike ready-to-drink options, while the functional beverage boom has exploded to more than 53,000 products. Let's face it, big brands are losing trust, and they're reporting double-digit declines as younger drinkers are walking away from beer and wine in search of something different. There is a massive gap in the market for a new kind of beverage. Crossfade is taking advantage and filling that gap. We're a new category of cocktails and mocktails built for this generation's lifestyle. And our unique brewing method is unlike anything else on the market. We blend kombucha vinegar with base kombucha, premium spirits, and natural ingredients. We are not a hard kombucha, but we are a kombucha cocktail. This unique brewing method means tighter alcohol and sugar control, longer shelf life, and superior flavor. Our brand is built to disrupt. You may have seen some of our stories out there on our screen. And it works. In A/B testing, Crossfade outperformed our competition and validated a premium price point. Consumers said they were willing to pay more for our brand because it tastes authentic, looks different, and speaks directly to them. Crossfade sits at the intersection of two massive markets. The $30 billion a year alcoholic RTD market, where our SAM is at $14 billion, and we plan to capture 1.5% of the Idaho market share. And that's not even including the $2.4 billion non-alcoholic functional beverage market, where we expand with our best tasting non-alcoholic mocktails. We already have traction. We have 12 FDA and TTB approved recipes with 20 commitments from our local bars and tap rooms to carry our product. We have a 400 subscriber wait list with pre-sales, which we will fulfill with the $50,000 we win tonight. We've already raised $250,000 from family, friends, and true believers, and we have acquired this 3,400 square foot warehouse on Shinden Boulevard in Boise, Garden City, that sees 30,000 vehicles every single day. And don't worry, yes, we are keeping the iconic rocking chair that sits on top. We've been asked. Our solution is our advantage. We understand our competition, and we beat them out with our brewing method, which is scalable, cost-efficient, and hard to replicate. While big brands max out their production, we produce exponentially more with half of the cost in a quarter of the time. And our premium brand positioning resonates with our key demographic through our relatable storylines and characters. And again, I invite you to come out and see some of that in our screen out front. Our business model is built on strong margins and multiple revenue streams. We sell our cocktails and mocktails in kegs and cans, plus merchandise and subscription for that recurring revenue. Our key market and demographic is health conscious, 25 to 45-year-olds who like to have fun and try new products. We sell to them through direct-to-consumer, retail shelves, and taproom placements. Our retail pricing is at, our retail pricing is at $5 for a 12-ounce can. $5 for a 12-ounce can. And our kegs, which are 5 gallons, are priced at $150. That puts our all-in costs at $1.20 and $54 respectively. With this premium pricing model, we're forecasting 50% year-over-year growth with a 19% EBITDA margin by year 3. As we go to market, we launch later this year, early 2026, on retail shelves, tap rooms and bars, direct-to-consumer website, and launch events in key locations. By 2027, we're expanding regionally through retail chains like Sprouts and Whole Foods, along with boutique retailers, farmers markets, and more. And we have recently joined forces with a regional distributor called LibDib. By 2029, we're expanding nationally through national distributor partnerships like KeHe and UNFI, along with specialty retailers, trade show involvement, and co-packing to support scale. By 2030, we're leaders in the category, projecting 50 to 75 million in potential revenue. And we do this by capturing 5% of the Idaho market, 2% of the Pacific Northwest market, and 0.1% of total US SAM. That's less than a half a percentage of the entire category, leaving us enormous room for growth. And right now, we're only at 25% capacity. And this is the team to bring that vision to life. Spearheaded by Keith Howard, our co-founder and CEO. Having spent more than 10 years in Albertsons, Crossfade was born out of his realization that better mornings were possible through higher quality ingredients in the right kind of beverage. And you probably recognize me. I'm Sarah Howard, and I bring 25 years of brand strategy, entrepreneurship, and consumer experience. Kyle Simmons is our Chief Operating Officer. He's a decorated U.S. Navy veteran and engineer. He leads operations with military-grade precision. And if I'm totally being honest here, he keeps us all in line and makes us do a few push-ups along the way. Then there's Chase Underhill. He is our Content Strategy Officer. He's really our connector. He knows how to craft stories, characters that resonate with our key demographic. We've recently joined forces with Good Vibes Kombucha, capitalizing on their 10 years of brand recognition and retail sales expertise. Corey and Camille Meyer head our revenue and sales strategies, bringing our numbers and vision to life. Our advisory board includes leaders from American Revolution Vodka and Uncle Ed's RTDs, Basic American Foods, and My Pro Business Services. Let's face it, hangovers are universal, but they don't have to be inevitable. Crossfade is a game-changing product in an oversaturated and repetitive industry. We have massive market opportunity, proven early traction, strong premium brand positioning, and a clear path to scale, along with the team to execute. But most importantly, Bud is happy because Bud doesn't drink beer anymore. He drinks Crossfade because Bud is wiser. So what is the future of drinking? It's Crossfade. Join me and let's get crossfaded together.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. We'll take one question. Any questions, judges?
Sarah, can you tell us your current sales?
So we are waiting on our certificate of occupancy in order to be able to legally sell. So that's why we do have pre-sales. So as soon as we have all of the permitting and everything, we'll be able to fulfill those sales.
The rough dollar value of the pre-sale commitment?
Oh boy, we have 75. That's a really good question. I actually don't have the answer to that. Maybe our Keith. $2,500. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, judges, we'll give you a moment to wrap up your scoring. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Can we give another round of applause to our 5 finalists? We just wanted to take the opportunity once again to thank a couple of people that make this event possible. A really special thank you to our judges panel. We appreciate the work that you do to make sure that this is a thorough and fair competition, and your feedback is invaluable to our finalists. And we also want to give a huge thank you to the sponsors of this Trailmix Pitch Competition: Simplot, Boise State University, the Idaho Department of Commerce, and Albertsons. And yes, thank you. Give them a round of applause. And of course, we want to thank our finalists. It really is a difficult thing to get up here and pitch your business in front of a crowd of their peers. So we really appreciate all of your support. Once again, give them a round of applause. All right. Who wants to hear our winner? All right, everybody, could I get a drum roll, please? So the winner of the 2025 Trailmix Pitch Competition is going to be announced tomorrow. I'm sorry. I was told to say it. But yes, we will be calculating scores tonight, and our final winner will be announced tomorrow at the block party. So we encourage all of you to attend if you are able. But yes, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. We really appreciate all of your time, and we hope you have a great evening. See you tomorrow.
This was about us trying to help this community, about us trying to bring everybody together.
I say that I'm too either stupid or stubborn to quit, so I would have kept going, but I would not have progressed at the rate that I am without the support of folks like you guys.
Go get help, because people love helping. People love mentoring. People love helping the communities grow.
But think about the compounding effect of not just money, but the compounding effect of effort. The compounding of what we're doing in this community to build and support each other to build things.
You know, we have such a vibrant sort of community here, but it's still very young. I mean, a lot of first-time founders, a lot of folks really kind of taking their first up at bat, trying to be a startup founder.
We're all learning and kind of pivoting together.
They're so approachable. They're willing to take the meeting, they're willing to take the coffee, they're willing to just be helpful.
It was a labor of love for this community that has reaped huge benefits. And that is why I think I am so excited and enthused about what is happening here. And every year I get more and more excited because I think it's getting bigger and bigger.